This is a finale chain. This is what you're going to load into your built finale racks. You notice that it comes in a chain of 5. Okay. At one end, typically you'll see a T bucket, which is where you're going to insert the electric match. Okay, you want to make sure the quick match is all untangled, nice and even like this. You don't want to load them into the guns, something like this. Quick match is very violent and explosive when it fires, and if you have it overlapping or twisted, you can end up getting breaks in your chain, or you're more likely to get breaks in your chain not passing fire to the entire chain of shells. And as with loading any of your vertical guns, you always want to load from the outside in. That way you're not ever leaning over any loaded guns, okay? So in this particular example, we'll put the shells like so. Okay, tap the guns and make sure the shell's on the bottom. Okay. And then after you're done wiring, everything's wired up, it's always good practice to stuff extra match down into the gun, trying to make sure that you don't have any overlapping match, such that if this gun fired before the fire went past this point, you wouldn't get a break without this guy ever receiving fire. So the cleaner your quick match is after you load, the more likely every one of them is going to go off. Okay. Okay, when you're ready to match your finale with the electric matches, you're going to take your T-bucket at the end here. This is where you're going to put your electric match. You can, if you look down, you'll notice that there's a little piece of black match sticking out in the bottom of that. Okay. This is what an electric match looks like. They come wound up like this. Unwind it. Okay. This is a safety cap that's meant to protect the match head, since the match heads are shock and friction sensitive. You don't want to remove that. Okay. You'll notice that there's a little hole in the end. So the safety cap serves two purposes. One, to protect the match head, but it also allows the flame, fire, and spark to be shot in a particular direction, so it concentrates it. So you get a nice hot burst out the front of this guy. So when we put this into the T-bucket, okay, all that thermal energy is going to go right toward that black match. Okay, that's what we want. So make sure you have it all the way in, and you loop it around the little horseshoe there. You can cross over once, and then what I like to do is do a couple laps around, and then you tie it off with a half hitch, which basically looks like this, where you put the line underneath itself, and that makes it nice and secure. Okay. And then once you're done with that, if you have excess, you can always stuff it down in the gun when you clean up your quick match lines. You're going to want to strain relief this the same way you would any other electric match that you're wiring into a particular cue. If the gun doesn't have a hole like this where you can do your strain relief, your slip knot strain relief technique that you learn when you watch the loading aerial shells video, you can wrap the wire around a nail in one of the cleats. Once you're finished loading all the finale chains, we're going to apply foil over each chain. Okay, that way sparks from the show do not ignite your finale prematurely.